Yo, what is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in and listening to the first ever episode of the After the Bell podcast. I'm your host, Zack Foltz, and we are so glad to have you here listening and tuned in to watch and listen to the first ever episode of the podcast. Thank you for coming and showing your support. My first guest on the After the Bell podcast is on the basketball team this season, was on the football team last season, and will be once again this season. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cameron Saintfort. Cameron, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Trying to spread positive vibes, obviously. First ever episode, gotta get that vibe and positive energy flowing. What do you think about yourself? I mean, are you getting that positivity flowing too?
Yeah, I had a pretty good basketball game last week and just been happy ever since.
Nice, man. Well, let's talk about that. How's the season going so far, do you think?
It's good. We're 4-1. Which is good. And I've been scoring a decent amount of points every game.
Nice. Good for you. Obviously, I tuned in to watch one of these games live, and you knocked down some shots. Obviously, Ethan Smith, Owen Dubs, and Chase Nieder knocked down some shots too. The entire team was putting in an effort, and it was a great game, I must say. For me, attending probably my first ever basketball game in years of being to basketball, that was probably the most highly anticipated game I've ever been to. So good job, you guys. Can't wait for the season to get off to a better start. Better start. Yeah, okay, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, first ever episode, ladies and gentlemen. There's gonna be some mistakes. Get off to a good season, and let's continue that positive energy on with the good season. Speaking of basketball, obviously that traces all the way back to since you're on the school team. How's school going, do you think, man? I mean, it's been crazy recently, but, how do you think it's been?
Not good, to be honest. School's just been difficult lately because I had the quarantine and grades dropped, so I've been trying hard to get them up.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, that was basically the case for everyone back in 7th grade. I mean, that really did suck. So, honestly, I mean, with this pandemic going around, what do you expect to see in the future? Obviously, with you being on sports teams and stuff like that, what do you see happening in the future with all of that happening? I mean, do you think there could be some changes?
I have a feeling for basketball, they might do what they did last year and make us wear masks during the games. I hope not. But for football, I don't really see any changes because we're like in a helmet.
Makes sense. Yeah, basketball and masks. I've never heard of that. Moving on to another topic. Obviously, you're in the middle of playing a video game right now. I mean, I play video games myself. So, I mean, what are your favorite games to play? Obviously, I know you like playing Madden and 2K. What are some other things that you like to play often?
I like to play GTA, some Fortnite occasionally. I like to play Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Knew that one was coming. I knew it was coming. I mean, yeah, all of those games are very good choices. I love playing GTA. I really, really wish I could play some Spider-Man because, it just seems like interesting storyline of a game. Fans love it. So, how about you tell me, what is, the best part of the Spider-Man game? What am I missing out on? Because I've seen some of the videos. It does look really fun. So, what am I missing out on when it comes to this Spider-Man game?
Well, it has great mechanics. It's just overall a fun game, and it's realistic, like Spider-Man movies.
Really? Wow. I'll need to see if I can get that sometime. So maybe I'll come over sometime and we can play some Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do that sometime. But obviously, you getting the work in, we go to the Y every 2 weeks or so. So we're pretty interactive, but
yeah.
We haven't really been to each other's houses for a long period of time, so it'd be fun to just chill out and play some video games.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Moving on to another topic, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Cameron, last football season, we're going sports, and sports on this podcast because that's the main thing I know you do. Sports, video games, sleep, sports, sorry. Um, but yeah, so how'd football go last season, do you think? Obviously, you're new to the school, so we can talk about that in a minute as well.
Uh, it went okay. I mean, we had a even record. We went 5-5. So I mean that was good, but we should have. There were some games that we lost that we shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, I get that. There's going to be some losses sometimes, but as I always like to say, a loss really just empowers you to do better in the future. I mean, from personal experience with me in soccer, I took a loss as time to practice more, to improve on the skills that I'm not the best at, and just to go with it and continue to get better so we can beat that team next time. So, yeah, a loss is a loss is a loss, obviously, and you want to get those wins, but a loss, some people think it's bad. I don't think it's the worst thing. I think it just, empowers you to do better and get better at the skills that you're not the best at so you can beat that team next time and show that you've improved. And obviously, Cameron, you are new to this school, so let's point out some key differences. Obviously, you were at an old school before you came here. So, what are some differences between your old school and your new school? Excuse me. Some differences between your old school and your new school that you think. What do you think should be taken from your old school to the new school, and what should be taken from the new school to the old school?
Okay, so first we had computers at my old school. It was Chromebooks, not MacBooks. And here at the new school, we have iPads, which I like more because you can do more things on them. And then at this school, we have an elevator. I mean, I know everybody can't use it, but at least if you're hurt, you can use it. So that's good. And yeah, I'd probably move both of those things to the old school. And for the old school, I'd what would I do? Nothing really. There's nothing really to change from my old school to here. But yeah.
Really? Wow, I thought there would at least be something. I mean, you could have said your friends. You can't leave them in the dust, man.
I mean,
Oh,
I like friends from both schools, so
that's nice, yeah. And you can obviously still talk to the people that you still communicate with at your old school. I definitely do agree on what you said with iPads and Chromebooks. iPads are easier to use. They have more things you can do on them. Obviously, I know a lot about computers and stuff, so it wouldn't really make much of a difference for me. But I'd say for all the other students, yeah, it'd make a big difference to include iPads into it. So, yeah, and then I definitely agree with you on what you said with the elevator. When people are injured, how are they just gonna walk up steps? I mean, if they're in crutches or any other circumstance, they can't just really walk up the steps or anything like that because they're injured and they can't do much. So definitely using an elevator would be a really good feature to have at all schools, I'd say. Not just your old school, but all schools, definitely. Yeah. So moving on. Obviously, it's a new beginning to a school year. You're new to the school, so you're experiencing a different environment from your old school. So, what were your first impressions on teachers that you haven't really seen before? So, what are your first impressions on our social studies, ELA, science, and math teachers? I mean, I personally think they're all really nice. Some of them, can be different at times, but usually they're all really nice unless you get on their nerves. So, what are your first impressions on all of the teachers this year with you being new?
so as you know, I don't like science teacher right now. And at the beginning of the year, I didn't really like her either way. Everybody else is fine to me though. They first impression was good.
Yeah, I don't see why everyone hates on our social studies teacher so much. I mean, like,
She's nice. Like
ex-
if you don't make her mad, she's nice.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like they're just going at her for no reason. She's such a nice. It's like our ELA teacher, and I mean, she's the little Mrs. Oops, cannot say that.
You cannot say that.
I'm gonna get sued, ladies and gentlemen, on the first episode. I've already got $250,000 to pay. Yeah, but as I was saying, our social studies teacher, she's really not that worse than our ELA teacher. I mean, I don't see why people go at her that much. Obviously, our ELA teacher is like the
Just wait.
nicest. Yeah, our ELA teacher is like the nicest person you could possibly have as a teacher. She's always nice. She allows us to do things. You know, she's open for basically communication all the time. She's just a really nice teacher overall. And I can obviously see where you came from with our science teacher. I mean, at the beginning of the year, all teachers obviously need to be strict, or else students are going to be, out of whack a little bit. But, overall, I'd say she's definitely, gotten a lot nicer since the beginning of the year. Don't you think? Don't you think?
Yeah, I honestly agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
She has gotten nicer. I mean, I'm sure the same amount of people don't like her still, but she's gotten better.
We know one person who doesn't like her at all and never will.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call him out on that one. You know who you are. Alright, moving on. Yeah, I mean, it's time we get to, introduce you to some people who don't know you as well as I do. So, let's get some key personality traits from you, Cameron. So, starting off, we know everybody's favorite question in kindergarten up to, second grade? What's your favorite color?
I'm just gonna have to go in red. I mean, I like blue a lot, but red is just better than blue.
Seriously, that's what I'm saying. Red is like the best color that I have ever picked. You would probably see me, repping the red stuff all the time. I mean, I have
You know me.
red everywhere.
I'm always repping that red champion hoodie.
Dude, I swear, I walk into school, I turn my eye. Literally, you are like, I thought you literally were that one guy from the, Emotions movie. What's the movie called? Hold on. The movie's called... Yeah, Inside Out. Inside Out. I swear, I thought you were the guy from Inside Out. That was hilarious. Yeah, but... You're like always wearing red, and blue is obviously good. I have that as my LED color and everything, because that's a good vibe to be with.
I have blue on as my LEDs right now too.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot in common when it comes to colors. Apparently, now I didn't know that. But yeah, moving on to the next personality trait question. Now we're getting a little bit older, ladies and gentlemen. What is your favorite food?
Man, I really love fried chicken, especially from Popeyes, man. Popeyes is just so good.
I feel that fried chicken's really, really good, especially on I'd say it's definitely Popeyes. Then I don't know. Have you ever been to Big Mike's?
No, I actually haven't.
Yeah, well, yeah, you obviously just moved down here. But yeah, Big Mike's is they have really good chicken. I don't know about you. I just don't like KFC chicken as much anymore. I feel like they changed their recipe up a little bit.
Yeah. I feel you. KFC where I used to live wasn't that good, to be honest. And here it's better, but I still like Popeyes more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know you love fried chicken because the first thing we did whenever we got to the parade, the Halloween parade, we went right into Royal Farms and you bought what? How much was it worth of chicken? It was
like $12.
Yeah, and I obviously just went the cheap route, bought myself a slushie, and we got the heck out of there because I was trying to walk around, get my steps in.
Find a certain
Find.
someone, but...
Leah, you know who you are. I didn't say anyone's name there. Yeah, apparently that humanoid person thing, whatever you want to call her at this point, was the entire way across the freaking parade, and by the time she told us that, the parade was over. So, I mean, we did meet up with a few people. We met Jack there, didn't we?
Yeah. That's really it.
Yeah. And then Levi never did show up, did he? I'm not sure.
I don't think he even went.
Yeah, I mean, literally the first thing that we tried doing after we got the chicken. Let's look for her. We go the entire way down to the entire opposite end of the parade just to try and find her, to see that it's on the complete other side, which is another 10-minute walk. I'm like, ew, it's, I mean, it gets my steps in and all, but like, come on, man. I mean, your Snapchat location's on, and I'll be honest, I was dumb. I went the opposite way, so that's my
Yeah,
fault.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, you keep quiet over there, mister. But yeah, that really is my stupidity, if I'm being completely honest. I went the complete opposite way of where she was. I probably should have let you control where we were going because I do not know northeast southwest worth anything in my life. Like if I'm trying to go east, I go west. Like it's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you. And like,
Yeah, it was just craziness.
it was a
Um,
bad night.
I wouldn't say
Fun,
a bad night.
but
Yeah,
fun, but
fun, but
frustrating.
yeah, exactly. um, you know, next personality trait. We spent a good couple minutes on this personality trait. Let's go on to another one. Cameron, what is your favorite place to dine in at?
Favorite dine-in spot or favorite fast food?
Dine in. Let's go dine in. Let's go fancy for this one.
All right, so I really like. Let me think here. You know, I don't know if you've ever heard of Grace's. It's in Maryland. I think it's all over the world though. It's a Grace's. It's called a. It's a
Um,
Chinese restaurant.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely think I've heard of it. I've just never been there. What's so good about them?
The chicken fried rice, and then after you eat, they'll give you like a small sample of ice cream for
Oh,
free.
wow. For free? Wow. Okay. I need to find that place in Maryland. I'm trying to go down there now. I mean, getting free ice cream, that's my jazz. Um, you like jazz? Anyway.
No.
Oh, well, interesting. Uh, speaking of jazz, favorite type of music? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna know this one. I mean, you see him vibing out to it every day. Favorite type of music, Cameron?
Rap and R&B.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, favorite artist. Let's go with that one. Favorite artist.
Oh, that's a tough one because there's a. I don't know. I might have to go with Lil Baby here.
Lil Baby's definitely good. He's been a lot. He's been dropping some fire hits recently. I mean, he's definitely gotten a lot better since when he first came out. I personally, my favorite, I'd say, rap artist. Honestly, if I'm
Hold
being
on, hold
completely
on. Let me
honest,
take a guess.
go ahead. I mean, you're probably
Drake.
gonna get it wrong. No, I don't listen to Drake that much, dude. Why would you guess Drake? What?
Because
Oh,
like you were listening. Whatever. All right.
I wasn't
Who is it?
listening to Drake. Was I? Wait, when?
In school.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's all good.
anyway, I'd say favorite rapper. That's hard. That's actually pretty hard. I'm asking you some hard questions. Um, I'm gonna have to say, just because I look like him doesn't mean I'm going with him. But I'm a really big fan of Eminem. I'm gonna have to go with Eminem. I don't listen to a lot of rap music, but Eminem is definitely probably my favorite artist. Just overall, he has good music, so I'm gonna have to go with him.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not.
I guessed Drake. I'm such an idiot. I should have guessed Eminem. I was gonna say that.
Um. Well, let's move on to another personality trait question, and this will be our final one. Um, Cameron, what is your greatest accomplishment in your life
So far,
so far? Greatest accomplishment in your life?
uh nah, I don't really have an accomplishment yet. Cause I mean like the only accomplishment that I've had as a kid is just the start for football. Be a starter.
Yeah, you're gonna make. I'm gonna be completely honest. You're either going NFL or NBA. You know how to play football really well. I mean, I haven't seen you in a game yet, but I'd say you're definitely really good from what I've seen you play. NBA, I definitely think you could make it in there on a team. I'll be honest, not a first round pick, not a first round pick. I'm kidding. But yeah,
Nah, if I went to the NBA, I definitely wouldn't be a first round pick.
you'd be up there though. I'd say you're definitely good enough to make it because you know playmaking and you're improving every single day. So that's really what I like about you and making it in the sport team. You can definitely get there someday. Well, if that's really your only accomplishment, let's go on to who knows you best and why. So like what person do you think in your life, it doesn't need to be a friend, it could be a family member, anybody, who knows you best?
Hey, what do you mean?
Like who knows the most about you? Let's say that. Who knows the most about you and why?
You said not parents or?
Oh no, it can be. It can be parents and stuff like that.
Well,
Anybody.
obviously my mom and dad, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a different answer than that. Obviously, you were grown up, you grew up with them. So, I mean, I grew up with my parents. So, I don't see why there would be any different answer to that one. Yeah. So, those were some personality trait questions, Cameron. Thank you for answering those. Let's move on to some more subjects here. I, I, I mean, what better way to start off with movies? No Way Home. No Way Home.
Yes.
Dude, that movie, it is filled with so much, like, I'd say, drama, action, and then suspense. There's, like, so much suspense.
Overall, just a great movie. I've seen it 4 times.
I was just about to say, you've seen that movie 4 times. I saw it once, and it was
I've seen it 4
crazy.
times, and it was in theaters. Not even at home. I've seen it 4 times in theaters.
At the time of this, it hasn't even been released. At this point, you're just going out every other week just to see the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, No Way Home. I mean, you gotta have to give it up to Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, and all of the other people. Benedict Cumberbatch. That was one of the best movies I've seen in my life. Honestly, I mean, who do you think? Let's say that. Oh my God. Okay. No one heard that. Who do you, Cameron? Who do you think was the best Peter Parker? Who do you think was the best Spider-Man? And who do you think's good at both? Let's get that, because that's a pretty difficult question. I mean, you got Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Holland. What do you think?
Okay, so the best Peter Parker. I'm gonna have to. Man, this is a hard question too.
I know, that's why I asked it.
Best Spider-Man. I might get backlash for this, but I'm gonna go with Tom Holland, only because he has saved a lot of people. Like in Endgame, he played a big role, helping deliver the gauntlet to the bus. If you've seen Endgame, and
Spoiler. Sorry, go ahead.
helping them deliver the gauntlet to the bus, and just helping Iron Man defeat Thanos and everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I dislike entirely the whole idea of Holland being in the MCU. I'd say Spider-Man in the MCU, it just makes for so many backstories. I mean, you have people like Captain America, Iron Man, who's, I'm sure everybody knows this who's watching, Iron Man, who obviously tragically passed away in Endgame. But, I mean, you have, obviously, Iron Man in the past, Captain America, Hulk, Hawkeye. You have all of these people who they can do collaborations with in the future for more movies and stuff like that. I just feel like it builds on more story and character than any other Spider-Man movie I've seen. And obviously you have Doc Ock, you have, I should say, Dr. Connors and or the Lizard. You have all these characters and villains that did absolutely amazing at their roles in their own independent Spider-Man movies, but bringing them all together in No Way Home, that was like masterpiece. It couldn't get any better than that. I mean,
Yeah.
personally.
Best
Go ahead.
best Peter Parker for me. I'm gonna go with Andrew Garfield. Okay. Not really much to explain here. He was just a good person. He played Peter Parker role really good. And then if you've seen Amazing Spider-Man, you've seen when he was fighting the lizard in the school, he wasn't exactly in his suit until like later into that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean,
Yeah,
we can't leave Tobey Maguire out of this. Like I think he's definitely the strongest.
definitely. I mean, yeah, you can't beat the original when it comes to that type of stuff. But I mean, yeah, definitely Tobey Maguire. He was good at both. I mean, you have the iconic things like "I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye." You have that evil dance. I mean, you have a lot of
Yeah.
things that are iconic memes from that movie. And then obviously, I mean, every single Marvel character and Sony character that they came up with, obviously so amazing. I mean, all three Spider-Man, like, I'd say generations are great movies to watch. So if you haven't watched them already, and I'm sorry if I spoiled any of the movie for you there, but you should definitely go on and watch it because I'm sure Cameron can agree with me. They're all great. I like Marvel in general. Do you like Marvel in general, or is it just like a few in particular movies that you like watching?
Marvel is just great studios. They produce great movies. And I just like it overall. I mean, their worst movie is probably going to be the new Morbius movie coming out. I mean, that doesn't look very amusing to me. It just, I don't really think I'll like it, so I'm probably not going to see it.
Makes sense. Yeah. Definitely. All right, well, let's move on. I think it'd be fun, Cameron, and obviously you would think it would be fun too. How about we do some would you rather questions here live on After the Bell? How's that?
I like it. I like the idea.
All right, well, let's do it. So first off, would you rather be stuck on an island alone or with somebody who talks incessantly? Meaning me, because I talk like so freaking much. And here's another person that I'm not going to call anyone out. So would you rather be stuck on an island alone or with someone who talks incessantly?
Okay, so so since you talk a lot, I'd be on an island with you because I just tell you to shut up, or I'll just put a muzzle
Wow.
on.
No. Wow. Thanks a lot.
No,
Yeah.
I just put a muzzle on you, and if I'm on an island by myself, if we need to get something done to try and get back, it's just better with two people. Even if they talk a lot, it's just better with two people to get stuff done.
You say a muzzle when only Tucker could fit in the muzzle that I have. I mean, Tucker's my dog, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't known that,
Yeah,
yeah, Tucker is.
Tucker's Tucker, man.
Tucker's a charm. He's his own breed. Um, but yeah, I see where you're coming from there. That's probably what I have to go with too. I mean, obviously you're right. Put a muzzle on them or just tell them to shut up. Um, but yeah, it definitely would be good for like teamwork purposes. All right, so next question. Would you rather be an Olympic gold medalist or a Nobel Peace Prize winner?
I'm gonna have to go with the gold medalist.
Interesting. I see where you come from that because obviously you're in a background of sports stuff like that. I'm gonna have to go with the Nobel Peace Prize on this one. I'm not athletic. If you've seen me in the gym, I literally airball almost every single basketball shot, and I don't say airball by I'm before the net. Dude, I throw the basketball and it just goes wherever it wants to. It'll go to
Yeah,
the entire cross of the gym. I can sink a few shots if I'm focused, but
it's
no.
really hard to do when there's like noise. Like in a real basketball game, there's like so much noise. I don't really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
no, in the basketball games, it's like really fun, but like if the noise was just quiet, I'd be able to focus so much more.
Definitely. Yeah, well, moving on. Next, would you rather question. Kind of relating to sports here as well. Would you rather watch the big game, so let's say the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl, or the final round of the NBA playoffs, the finals, at home or live at the stadium?
Live at the stadium, especially if it's my favorite team.
Yeah, I mean, we all know you love Washington football team.
And the
I'm
Wizards.
Oh yeah, Washington Wizards, definitely great team. I watched a little bit of them. That's probably the first team I ever watched playing basketball, the Washington Wizards, since they're nearby. I don't pick favorite teams. I mean, I'd say I love Washington, and then I love, Pittsburgh's all right. The Steelers aren't the best, I'd say, this season. I mean, they made it, obviously, but, I feel like Washington's definitely a good choice. I don't really pick favorites. That's my problem. So if you get me in a football or basketball conversation, you usually won't hear me talk about teams because I just like, go with the conversation, talk about points, players, stuff like that. So I don't really pick favorites. But yeah, I'd say live at a stadium too. The energy is just unreal at the Super Bowl and the finals of NBA playoffs. It's just, it's different watching it live at a stadium instead of at home. Because, obviously, advertisements just make me so angry. Have you ever been at like during a Super Bowl and it's like so intense, so tight, and then they just cut to ad break for like a whole minute and then they just come back? It's like
Yeah.
the intensity and suspense. It's like I just want to watch this game. Let me watch the final play or something like that. You know, but yeah. All right, this is a good one. This is a good one for you because you're the shorter side of the stick and I'm the taller side. Would you rather be 4'5" or 7'7", and why?
7'7", obviously.
Uh huh.
Um,
Definitely. Why though? Let's see what your reasoning is for being 7'7".
I'd say 7'7" because I play basketball, so like it helped me major.
It's Kareem. I'm kidding.
It helped me majorly, bro. And then I play football too, so that helped me too.
You wouldn't even need to jump for the ball if it's like if you're trying to moss somebody. It'd just be like, oh, I don't even need to put my hands up the whole way. Just give me the ball.
Yeah, I'll just take it.
Yep. All right. Well, next, would you rather question? I have to answer this one. I'd say 7'7" too. Definitely same advantages as you playing sports and stuff. I don't want to be Kevin Hart. I don't want to be little guy, but sometimes it's just that
Yeah.
way. All
Yeah.
right. So next question: would you rather? And this is a good one. This might make you think a little bit. Would you rather be filthy rich and live 400 years ago, or be poor but live today? So let's say be filthy rich and live back in what is it? Probably no, not even 1900s, the 1500s, where there's basically no technology at all. Or be poor but live in obviously today's world. What would you say?
Can't really like. That's a hard decision because if I was like rich back then, I mean, like I wouldn't be able to buy much. I mean, obviously, since I was back then, I'd have more of an interest of what's there at that point in time. But I just feel like everything here right now is just better. So I'd probably pick poor here because I could just try and get a job and get myself back on track.
Definitely. I'm gonna have to say the same thing there. I mean, it's going to get a job and earning money at the same time, but the main thing is for me, I don't need to be rich. I mean, you see all these people that are rich spending all these money on cars and stuff, and that's good for them. I mean, they're giving their money, they deserve it for doing what they do. I just feel like I don't really need the money. If I can get a healthy life where I have food on the table, drinks, and stuff like that to where I can, fend for myself, then that's good enough for me. I mean, if I can get a job and at least be making something, that's, good for me.
Yeah,
So,
if I had like a decent sized house, a nice car, and just putting food on the table and drinks every night, I'm fine with that.
yeah, definitely. All right, well, let's go. We'll do two more questions here. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or fly through the air? This is obvious. Okay, let's go to a different one. This website's
Okay,
also horrible.
obviously I would fly.
I mean, yeah, you could breathe underwater pretty well as well. Just wear goggles.
Just go
Um,
get an oxygen tank.
yeah, exactly. Go scuba diving.
Exactly.
All right. Here's a good one. Would you rather be fluent in all languages or be a master of every musical instrument?
Fluent in all languages.
Good choice. Yeah, definitely a good one if you have a job opportunity or want to talk to somebody. That would be really cool. Be fluent in all languages. I'd have to actually go with be a master of every musical instrument. Obviously,
Yeah.
play guitar. I can, I could do some good stuff on it, but I'd say be a master because, I want to get into that a little bit more. It's fun to play guitar, it's fun to do that stuff, and I'm hoping to make a career out of it someday, so that'd be fun to do. Being a master at all that stuff. So, yeah, definitely that. So, we're definitely apart on that one. Final question. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Would you rather have a 10-hour dinner with a headstrong politician from an opposing party? So let's say if you're a Republican, now we're getting into politics. I never thought we'd do that on this podcast. Let's say if you're a Republican and a Democrat is on the other side of the table, and they're like on point about everything. They don't care about Republicans at all, and they're always talking about, Democrats. Or would you attend a 10-hour concert from a music group you just discussed or hate? What would you do?
I'd probably go with the first option.
Interesting. So have a 10-hour dinner with a politician from an opposing party. And why? Why would you choose that over a 10-hour music concert?
I mean, like, if I hate the group, I definitely don't like their music. And if I have to sit there and listen to it for 10 hours, it just, like, irritate me. I'd probably just want to, like, blow my head off.
Makes sense, but what makes that any different from having to hear a politician talk about things like that whenever you're on the opposing team of them and you're making different decisions from them? Or let's say you're a politician here, obviously. What makes it any different from having to listen to a music band instead of having to listen to somebody who you don't really care about because they have different, like, I'd say, ideas of you from you, of you, yeah.
I mean, if they have different ideas, I don't really care.
But think about it then, Cameron. If they're on a different team here, so they're going to be shoving these ideas in your face, trying to get you to agree with them and change your side.
I mean, yeah, but I'll just
Put a muzzle on them. Put a muzzle on them, ladies and gentlemen. That's the solution to everything. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I just I'll put an end to the conversation because I don't care about their opinion if I don't like it.
But if you think about
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I respect everybody's opinion, but like if it's annoying me, I don't care.
Yeah, let's say, but you have to do it for 10 hours. It says have to have a 10-hour dinner. So, no, you're right. Then again, you could think of other topics. You could distract the topic. You're right. All right. So that's going to end off Would You Rather. All right, so let's move on to the final portion of today's podcast. Obviously, you are a sports fanatic. You love the Washington football team, the Washington Redskins, and the Washington Wizards. So, let's say if you were to choose between going to see your favorite football team play in a game to, cheer them on to get the win, which you can only go to once. So let's say it's the Super Bowl and they're in the finals of the Super Bowl and you can only go to their Super Bowl once. This is kind of like a would you rather, actually. So I'm going to ask this in a different way. So let's say, would you rather go to a Super Bowl of your favorite team and root them on only for one time and never be able to do it again? Or would you go to let's say, would you go to meet a celebrity and keep in contact with them for the rest of your life as a good friend and like colleague? So, favorite football team in the Super Bowl only one time, or a forever long friendship with a celebrity?
Come on now. This is obviously gotta be an obvious answer. Obviously, the second one.
Really? No way. You're actually going for that? I thought you would choose the Super Bowl. Really?
I mean, no, it's not. We can obviously make the Super Bowl a different time. I will be in touch with the celebrity, and I can just go to the Super Bowl with the celebrity.
Oh my god. No, you're right. Oh man, my question had just failed miserably. Dang it. Why are you gotta be so smart? Why? Just why?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, let's say we end off on another sports note, Cameron. How about you say that? And let's play some football trivia. You down?
I am down.
Alright. So starting off with the first question here on this list. It says, who was the first player drafted in the NFL draft? The first ever NFL draft in 1936. Your options are Bart Starr, Semi Ball, Don Hudson, or Jay Burwanger.
Okay, so I actually don't know here, but you know, the wild guess will never fail. So I'll just go with the last one.
Jay Burwanger. Good option. But youthfultrivia.com, is it correct? It is correct. Jay Burwanger was the top selection in the first ever NFL draft in 1936. Originally drafted by Philadelphia. That's surprising. I thought he would be on a different team. His rights were sold to the Bears coach George Halas, but his asking price of $25,000 for 2 seasons was too high and never signed a contract. So really, he never even played. He took a job as a foam rubber salesman. That's interesting.
Wow,
And
that's interesting.
thinking about it now, $25,000 doesn't seem like too much since we're talking today's money. But back in
But back
1936,
then, it did a
man,
lot.
that's a lot of money. Number 2, Cameron, are you ready for this question? You started off strong with the first answer correct. Do you think you can do it again?
Depends what the question is.
Alright, let's see it. In 1993, what NFL team made off-season trades for Joe Montana and Marcus Allen? You have the Kansas City Chiefs, the San Francisco 49ers, the Broncos, or the Raiders?
I'm gonna go with the No. Wait, no. I'm gonna go with the 49ers, okay?
Okay, San Francisco 49ers, final answer?
Yes.
San Francisco 49ers, is that correct? No, it is not.
Okay,
Alright.
I'm gonna go ahead and take another guess here. I'm gonna go with the. Who did he play? I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Raiders, Oakland Raiders, is that correct? No, it's still not correct. You're down to 2 more answers. Either the Broncos or the Chiefs.
I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs. I mean the Broncos. My bad.
Okay. Denver Broncos, is that your final answer between the Chiefs or the Broncos? Half guess here. Are you going for it?
Yes, it is.
Denver Broncos, is that correct? It is not. It is the Kansas City
Wow.
Chiefs. It says the Kansas City Chiefs traded for Joe Montana and Marcus Allen in 1993. They will go on to a post record of 11-15 that year, just missing the Super Bowl when they lost to the Bills in the AFC Championship game. That's really interesting. You got that one incorrect. Let's see if you can get the next one correct. This one seems pretty easy. I mean, hey, I even know this one. All right, you ready for number 3?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's do this. What team was originally named the New York Titans? You have New York Jets, Kansas City Chiefs, Tennessee Titans, or the New York Giants. This is like a very horribly worded question, so it's up to you. What's your guess? It's pretty easy.
Wait, what'd you say?
What
What was
team
the question?
what team was originally named the New York Titans?
Give me a second to think about this.
All right, let's take a little couple seconds here. Go off a guess. You have the Jets, the Chiefs, the Titans, and the Giants. Two of them being listed as New York. But, this is a tough one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. It can be kind of hard thinking it might not be any of these New York ones. What are you going to go with? Let's
I'm
see.
gonna go with the Giants.
New York Giants. Is that the correct answer? No, it is not. Man, you are off
Okay,
on a
then it
roll.
is the Titans.
Tennessee Titans. No.
It's the what? Is it the Jets?
It is the New York Jets.
Wow.
Wow, you started off strong, but now you're going in the dumps. Alright, it says New York's original AFL team was called the Titans when Sonny Werblin took over the franchise in '63. He changed the team name to the New York Jets to reflect the modern approach of his team and the star-studded performances he hoped his team would produce. You getting an important phone call over there, Cameron?
No.
Alright, number 4. It says, what team won 3 Alright, number 4. It says, what team won 3 Super Bowls in the 1990s? Is it the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Broncos, or the Patriots? Cameron, you started off strong. You got 2 wrong in a row. Let's see if you can get this one correct to put yourself back in the game.
I actually know this one. It is the Dallas Cowboys.
It is Dallas Cowboys were the only team in the 90s to win 3 Super Bowls, claiming Super Bowl I don't know my Roman numerals. What?
It don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Come on, you guys. It doesn't matter. 1993, 1994, and 1996, the Dallas Cowboys were the only team in the 90s to win them over the Broncos and the 49ers, only winning 2 Super Bowls during the 90s, which is still a big number. Alright, moving on to number 5. Who was the first player to rush for 1,000 yards in a season? We have Joe Perry, Jim Brown, Betty Feathers, or Steve Van Buren. What's your final answer here, Cameron? This seems like a tough one. I mean, unless you know your world record stuff.
I'm gonna go with Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, final answer, Cameron?
Yes.
Alright, let's go with it. Is it Jim Brown? It is not. Alright, what are you going to go with next? Do you have Joe Perry, Steve Van Buren, or Betty Feathers?
Joe Perry. No, Betty Feathers.
Betty Feathers. He originally went for Joe Perry, but no, he's going on to Betty Feathers. Is it Betty Feathers? It is. It is Betty Feathers of the Chicago Bears. Rushed for 1,004 yards in 1934, remarkably only doing it in 119 carries, giving him an outstanding 8.4 yards per carry average. That's pretty star-stunning. I mean, it only being in 1934, so only 2 years after the NFL first draft. Cameron, once again, I mean, you got one right last time. Now you're back down again. Now, this one, I'd say you're probably going to be able to get this one if you have a good attention to detail. Alright, number 6. It says, which NFL team features a helmet logo only on one side of their helmet? We have the Steelers, Patriots, Cowboys, and the Dolphins.
Can you repeat the question?
Which NFL team features a helmet logo on only one side of their helmet? We have the Steelers, the Patriots, the Cowboys, and the Dolphins. Let's go for it. Who do you think?
Let me think about this.
Alright, Jeopardy music coming in here. Who do we think it can be? I'm not even sure on this one. I think you might be able to get this one.
Is it the Steelers?
I was thinking Steelers too. Is it the Steelers? It is! You got another one right, finally. It says, the Pittsburgh Steelers are the only NFL team to display their logo on only one side of the helmet. In 1962, the team was not sure how their new logo would look on the solid gold helmets. They decided to test out the logo on just one side of the helmet. The attention that the decision attained, as well as the record-setting 9-5 season, made the logo's placement permanent, even after the team switched to black, solid helmets. Alright, well, good job, Cameron. Let's see if you can keep this streak running for the final 3 questions here. No, I'm sorry, 4 questions. Alright, next question. It says, oh my god. Number 7, it says, what wide receiver caused a sensation his rookie season with a one-handed catch? I don't even know. Do I even need to say the players for this one? I feel like you know this one because,
Nah,
I
I
mean,
already know this one. It's oh hell nah, Beckham.
OBJ. Is that correct? It is! It says during week 12 of his rookie season, Odell Beckham Jr. came to national attention when he made a one-handed touchdown catch while falling backwards in a Sunday night football game against the Dallas Cowboys. Numerous pundits called it the greatest catch ever made, and Beckham went on to win the 2014 Offensive Rookie of the Year award. That's absolutely amazing. I mean, it's his rookie season. Obviously put in the practice work for that one. Cameron, you might be doing that someday. You think you can hit a one-handed catch in your first ever season in the NFL?
Maybe.
Let's see. I mean, I'm sure you probably can. I know you're that competitive type of guy. Number 8. Let's see if you can get this one right, Cameron. 2 correct in a row so far here. Who holds the best rookie passer rating in NFL history? It goes between Dak Prescott, Dan Marino, the one and only Tom Brady, or Robert Griffith III. Who do you think?
I'm gonna go with Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Let's see. Did you get it correct? Is Dak Prescott the right answer? It is. 3 correct in a row. There you go. You're getting back in it. 2 questions left. It says Dak Prescott finished his rookie season with a passer rating of 104.9, breaking the previous record of 102.4 set by Robert Griffin III, another person on this list, in 2012. Good one so far, Cameron. 3 in a row. That means you have, 5 correct out of the 10 so far. 2 questions left correct. 2 questions left to get you correct, hopefully. Question number 9 here, Cameron. Do you think you can do it and get 4 correct in a row?
Yes.
Alright, what is the oldest NFL franchise in continuous operation with the same name and the same location? We go between the Green Bay Packers, the Cleveland Browns, the Arizona Cardinals, or the Chicago Bears. What do you think?
Gonna go with Green Bay. I might have to go with Green Bay here.
Green Bay final answer?
Yes.
Alright, is it Green Bay Packers for 4 correct in a row? It is! The Green Bay Packers were founded in 1919 and joined the NFL in 1921. Wow. Alright, well, Cameron, that's 4 correct in a row. This leaves 1 more question left for you to secure the bag, getting, 7 out of 10 correct.
Yep.
Excuse me, 8 out of 10. Would it be 8 out of 10? No, it would be 7. Yes, it would be 7 out of 10. Alright. This one's a little tricky. Alright. What Motown singer, number 10 by the way, what Motown singer tried out for the Detroit Lions in 1970? We have Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, or Lionel Richie. What do you think?
What Motown singer tried out for the Detroit Lions, you said?
Yes, in 1970. You have Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, and Lionel Richie. You're not too familiar with probably any of these singers, but, let's take a wild guess here, see if you can get 10 correct.
Yeah, I'll just take a wild guess here. Gonna go with Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye, final answer?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Is it Marvin Gaye? It is! You did that. You just done a wild guess. No way, bro. Okay, why'd you pick Marvin Gaye?
Cause his last name is Gay. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, every person with that last name, I just have a feeling they're right for the question. I don't know why.
Rudy Gay. I mean, yeah. Obviously, he's a basketball player, but yeah, I can see where that was coming from. I was thinking that was the reason.
Yeah.
It says, Gay bulked up nearly 30 pounds and trained with future Hall of Fame tight end Charlie Sanders while preparing for his tryout. He didn't make the cut, remained close to several players who sang background vocals on his 1971 hit, What's Going On? So NFL players actually sang background vocals on one of his songs. That's pretty funny. All right,
Yeah.
Cameron. That's 7 out of 10 correct. I'm shocked that you got that last one right. Congratulations. You have just set a new record on trivia. We're going to try and do this every single show. Let's see if our next guest next week can beat Cam with 7 out of 10 correct. Cameron, it is so great having you on this podcast. Thank you so much for coming out and taking your time here tonight just to, spend some time talking sports, football, basketball, school, all of the things that we talked about. Thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. It's great to have someone that I talk with usually. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the first episode of After the Bell. I have been your host, Zack Foltz, alongside my amazing first ever guest, Cameron Saintfort. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope to see you next time. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.